This is the iPhone 16 Pro, and honestly, when you look at it, not a huge amount looks different from the iPhone 15 Pro lineup. But anyway, I'm gonna give you a review of this phone 7 months later from when it was first released. The only real noticeable changes, I would say, is the Apple Intelligence, the camera control, and the actual camera itself. So I'm going to really focus on those different parts in a lot more detail later on in the video. But for now, let's get into the aesthetic of this phone. Now, the iPhone 16 Pro lineup has the thinnest borders on an iPhone, which is helped with that increased screen real estate. It of course has a gorgeous Super Retina XDR display, but apart from that, it is just the same design. It has a very nice desert titanium finish. The rest of the colors are actually the same as the iPhone 15 Pro, such as that natural titanium finish. Also worth mentioning, all the phones this year are USB-C. Obviously the Pros have USB-C 3 for fast charging and data transfer. Like the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max, you can get the action button, a customizable button which you can map to anything you want. Now, I've actually done a video on this where I've mapped my action button to ChatGPT, which you can see by clicking the video here. The iPhone 16 Pro lineup also gets slight upgrades in battery life, so you can now get 27 hours video playback on iPhone 16 Pro and 33 hours video playback on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Pretty good numbers. After testing the battery life, I can say that it does hold up to those numbers. It is good battery life. Fast MagSafe charging is also a real win for the people, because a 20 watt or 30 watt power adapter higher gives you 50% charge in just 30 minutes, which is really nice from Apple. Now let's talk about one of the most anticipated features this year, Apple Intelligence. So I've been using Apple Intelligence for a while now, and it is really useful. I do think if you have anything older than an iPhone 15 Pro, then yeah, I do think that is some sort of incentive to upgrade. But it's just a real shame that the Apple Intelligence wasn't available from day one, because I mean, I remember Tim Cook saying that the iPhone 16 was built from the ground up for Apple Intelligence, but it just took so long for this feature to roll out, and there's still a lot of the Apple Intelligence features are in beta, so that's something to bear in mind. But the actual features are amazing. What I will do is, I'm not going to go into all of them in depth, but I'll give you a quick run through of some of the key features of Apple Intelligence that I use on the iPhone 16 Pro lineup. You stay tuned for another video where I will talk more in depth about Apple Intelligence. Firstly, let's pick up the new Siri animation for Apple Intelligence. It looks amazing. Now, a really important feature I use is the ChatGPT integration with Siri, which basically just makes Siri more smarter. So you can ask ChatGPT anything. So I'm going to ask it, for example, who was the top goal scorer for Arsenal, and it will use ChatGPT to give you that answer. And as you can see, it's Thierry Henry. Love the new writing tools in Apple Intelligence. So you can proofread text, you can make text more friendly, you can get Apple Intelligence to basically reword your paragraph to make it more professional. You can make a key summary or key points of the text that you've got in front of you, and you can even get it to compose anything you want with ChatGPT right there integrated. So I've said here for it to write me a paragraph there of why Michael Jordan can be considered the greatest ever player in the NBA, and it will just do it. So that is really good. I think more than anything, I think the software this year just makes it feel like newer than the actual hardware itself, which is really weird. It's kind of strange when you think about it. And also you then have Image Playground as well, where you can make whatever image you want using Apple Intelligence. And also this also works with Gen Emoji, where it will generate whatever emoji you want, I think right within iMessage. But yeah, again, really good, useful features. Another feature that I really like is cleanup, where you can, I think, to be fair, Android have been doing this for a while now, but it's nice that it's finally on iOS devices. But yeah, you can basically remove things from the background, which is really nice. Remove all those, photo bombers from the background. It's nice feature to have. The only Apple Intelligence feature that you don't get on other iPhones, like the iPhone 15 Pro lineup, is that visual intelligence. So if you hold the camera control button, which is this button here, if you hold the camera control button, you will be entered into visual intelligence, which is essentially just a BTEC Google lens, which allows you to identify objects and look up relevant information on Google from the camera. So I'll just show you right now. This is a Lego Mandalorian set, so I can just literally just take almost like you're taking a picture. You take a picture of it, and then you can search for this item. So if you search for it, you can search with Google. It will provide photos of the Mandalorian, or you can also ask ChatGPT. So again, I love that sound as well. It's so cool. But yeah, you can ask ChatGPT about the Mandalorian Lego, and it will again provide a little summary of what this object that the camera has identified is. And then you can ask ChatGPT for further details on it as well, whatever you want. So yeah, a really useful feature for sure. Brains behind Apple Intelligence is that A18 Pro chip, which has a new 16-core Neural engine and a new 6-core GPU and 6-core CPU, which really does deliver fast performance and a high level of performance in things like gaming. After testing the camera out extensively, the camera still remains one of the best features about having a Pro iPhone. Camera receives a new upgrade. It has a new 48 megapixel main fusion camera, a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, and it has a 48 megapixel macro photography camera. The camera can shoot in 5x on both Pro phones. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Cameras are always a positive thing with Apple. Yes, in recent years it has been very close between Android and the iPhone cameras, but for me, iPhone cameras always remain very, very strong in my mind. I think the real big change this year in the camera is having that camera control button. So I'm going to click into the camera control and I am into the camera. Now obviously I can use this camera control button as a shutter, so I can take photos like that. I can also long press it to actually record a video like that. Again, it kind of works like a DSLR shutter button, and then I can double click on that camera control like here. I can double click that and I can get into a lot of different features. So this is the cameras. I can access all the different lenses, the 2x, the 5x, all the way to even the ultra wide 0.5x, which is really nice. I've also got the styles, the photographic styles, which again changes the actual effects of these photos like a filter system. So we're just going to keep it back on the natural, and then the tone as well works in the same way. I can adjust the tone like this. I think for video content creators and professional photographers, this is a win for those people. Yeah, the software integration is insane for this camera control. But I can't lie, it's easier to use a camera control taking landscape shots versus taking it as a portrait, because you can see here it's just a bit awkward to take the shots. So I would just use the button. I reckon most people will forget about this camera control when they're in this portrait mode, but yeah, in this landscape mode for sure, you can definitely take those landscape photos using this really cool camera control button. So guys, you can adjust the audio mix and the frame rate right from editing the photo. So go into audio mix and you've got standard in-frame studio and cinematics. You can change the background noise for the video that you've taken. The frame rate, you edit the photo, you click the edit button, and then go up here to a clock button, and here you can adjust the frame rate from 120 frames per second all the way down to 24 right from the iPhone, right from that Photos app, which is so good, especially for those video content creators out there. It just saves so much time in editing the videos. Now, these phones I feel are literally last year's iPhone 15 and 15 Pro lineup, plus that camera control. Okay, they might have slightly thinner bezels and visual intelligence. But yeah, I mean, even the Apple Intelligence is on the iPhone 15 Pro lineup anyway. So while it is nice to have a more smart and productive iPhone, the Apple Intelligence isn't completely unique to the iPhone 16 Pro lineup. So I feel like it's kind of underwhelming, I can't lie, this year's iPhone 16 Pro lineup. But I would say if you're someone that has an iPhone 13 or 13 Pro or older, then definitely that is a big enough upgrade. But if you have anything newer, you might as well wait. Also, for anyone who's thinking of getting a new iPhone, you could have considered the iPhone 15 Pro, because as you've seen, the changes are quite incremental, and the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max would be a lot more cheaper. But yeah, that's just something to mention. Well guys, that brings it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. What was your favorite feature in the new iPhone 16 Pro lineup? We would all love to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. Have a great day. Peace.